What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 7 of How to Not Suck at Battle Brothers. We just got done killing Reavers for the first time, and we killed about 7 orcs. Early game, we are scaling really well, and you can too if you follow these tips. We just finished our contract, and we are working on our ambition, which is to get friendly with a faction. So to do that, we have to complete contracts. We have a contract available here. It is a 2-skull delivery again, which is slightly unfortunate. But we do need to take every contract we can right now. We're scaling well, and our money is okay, so I'm not like super concerned. We're gonna sell all of this crap that we can't use. We talked about sell price in the prior episode. Orc weapons can be worth a ton, so we're gonna wait for a better sell price on those. We're going to lose almost 30 food, so we do need a little spot of food. Very cheap tools we are going to get. The medical supplies are also super cheap. These can be like over 400, so we're going to grab those. And we'll check the bros out. They only have a vagabond available. Not interested. Usually don't buy anything from the weaponsmith, if I'm being completely honest. But we are doing this quest for the purpose of... Wow, that's far. Okay, so on the way to that, we're going to hit this town real quick. We'll see if there is any contracts here just for future knowledge. That quest is for Olbing, and we are at open with Olbing, so this potentially will get us to friendly, which is what we're trying to do right now. There is a 2-skull contract available. We have not used the temple yet. This is how you heal your guys' injuries without using medical supplies. So medical supplies you have to have, otherwise injuries will not heal without the temple. And injuries can be very severe. This is a terrible injury to have. 30% negative impact to your melee defense. But we really cannot afford to heal this, unfortunately. Well, the sell price here is good, so I take back what I just said, and we are going to sell here, and we're going to heal this injury because it is a very bad injury. I never use crude spears, so while the sell price is good, we're gonna sell them, and we're gonna heal this injury. This injury is our max fatigue on a fodder bro. I'm not gonna waste the money on that. We have enough medical supplies that it will take care of itself. There are some people who don't heal injuries ever, unless they're like super critical, especially early game when money is so important. But if it is a debilitating injury like this on a important guy, I like to heal it. He's in the back line, so you could make the case that, you know, he may not need to have melee defense, but I'm honestly not willing to take the risk. I would love for him to get healed so we can get him back on the front line where he's going to be most useful. And let's see if that gets us to friendly. It does. Okay, so we completed our ambition. So this is asking us to escort a caravan 2 days southwest to Holnishoven. Taking a lot of travel quests. It's taking us all the way down there. I'm honestly okay with that. Don't really have another option, so we are going to accept this. Again, a really cheap tool price, but we don't need tools right now. Some people would probably recommend buying these because they're so cheap. I'm actually one of those people, because you will always need tools, and it's better to save almost 100 crowns now. Oh, it completes our ambition immediately. It also tells us now we have unlocked our first retinue slot, which is something we've not talked about. When we get to the point where we can actually afford to do that, we will do that. You need 2,000 to 3,000 crowns to get your first retinue slot. And these guys are not attacking us, they're actually running from these guys. I would have loved to have fought that, to be completely honest with you. That would have been really nice. We're getting low on ammo, and this is where we choose our next ambition. It's just past midday. So this is like, hey, hire a retinue, and you can fulfill that ambition, but it's going to take us forever to do that. We could arguably do this, go hunt beasts, contracts for villages. This is get to a certain amount of contracts. I think you need to complete 8 contracts, but this is the one we have been waiting for. We need a battle standard. When you're traveling and you stop on a town, you can actually enter it, but we went just a little bit too far. You got to be like right on it to be able to do it. So I would have looked to see if there's anything we need from there, but ammo is really the only thing we need right now. And as you can see, it said this was only a 2-day quest. It's taking a little bit longer than that. The scary thing about caravans is you can get ambushed. So we are going to swap these guys back out. Been a lot of fights around here, so as we know, there's a bandit camp there, there's an undead camp there. Maybe worth going to go fight these guys. We need to get to 2,000 crowns before we will complete our next ambition. So, with our banner, we're probably not going to be able to get 2,000 crowns before the next couple of days. It is quite a lengthy thing to do. So we could probably take another perk here with our banner, and Fortified Mind is always something that you want to take on your banners. We just went from 56 resolve to 70. And once we explain the banner effect and everything that it does, that will make a lot more sense. When archers target your line, they will usually shoot at the middle. So you do want your guys with the better range defense towards the middle, just so you know they have a better chance of not getting hit. Okay, so we need 2,000 crowns, and at this point we don't really have anything to sell. It is all about taking contracts, killing things, and again, time is money. I don't think that's one we'll take. It's really only giving us delivery quests, which is really, really unfortunate. I don't want to keep doing this back and forth dance. May not have a choice, though. So 2 days to the south. It's not a caravan, so we are free to move. That is much longer than 2 days. So instead of taking that contract, I think what we do is we go and fight this. I think that was the one with the fallen heroes and everything, so probably want to avoid that for now. I do like the idea of fighting this at night. We'll see if we can go find whatever these footprints are from. And this kind of sucks because we're in the forest, we don't have Pathfinder, so we're going to play this a little slow, which again runs us the risk of getting these enemies confident. Okay, so this is an arming sword. That is a very dangerous weapon against people who do not have armor. This is a 95 armor. We want that. We have the flails to do it. But we need to make sure our armored units or our tanks are towards the north on this fight. These peasants are going to get absolutely slaughtered. What we could have done is let them kill the peasants first. That may have been smarter. His defense is pretty good. I would like to get high ground on them before they get high ground on us. He has pretty decent armor. So we're going to do that. And we may end up... We don't care about his armor too much. We care much more about his weapon. We don't want to cock block our guys from getting up here, and I believe we gave him Pathfinder. So we're going to wait. And now we have our 2 flail guys on high ground. That's a 140 helmet. We've not seen that before. That's a longsword. These guys have some pretty scary weapons. We want to get our pikes up in here. And you can see we don't have the fatigue because this is forest ground. Like I said, it's got roots and stuff that you can trip over, you know, lore-wise. So it's costs us more fatigue to walk through that stuff. We can only move 3 spaces on this rough-looking ground. So I don't love that these guys are hitting a heavily armored unit with their flails. It's not what these are designed to do. But we have the high ground advantage. We are going to definitely take it. This is kind of a bad choke point with this peasant here. What we will not let them do is get high ground on us. So really nice headshot. Unfortunately, we destroyed that helmet, but again, like in a fight like this, it's just about surviving. We want that sword 100%. Hopefully we can get it. This peasant really needs to move or he's going to screw us up. We were able to walk through them. Kind of forgot that you could do that. Took that shot only because it had a chance of hitting him. And it actually did hit him, which is cool. Don't want to do that because I want to get him up here. This is why fighting in these areas is really tricky. If you can use the terrain to your advantage, it's beautiful. But some cases, like we can't walk through 2 guys. You can only walk through 1. So it can really screw you up. We're going to wait to swing with that because I think we can get a better hit on one of these guys. Okay, so is my monitor going to turn back on? Like, what is going on? Okay, now we've got to start thinking a little smart. I could step down here, try to headshot him, which would be amazing. But then if he steps down and he steps up, we're going to be surrounded. So we're going to wait for a second. We're going to try to... we're not going to engage him on high ground. That is a death sentence for us. Would really like to get my tank up in here. The downside is they have throwing weapons, so we may actually have to step up. And we are not going to step and try to hit him and take our debuff to our defense. Probably would have been more beneficial to have the pike up there, but I would like to get both of them down. I'm hoping he steps here, but he's probably going to step there because they want to surround this guy. But that's why we put him here, so if he does, we can get a bunch of attacks on. He'll be surrounded by 4 guys as well, and then we'll have him to jump on the high grounds. If everything goes according to plan, we're just going to start wrapping him around. Hopefully this guy can hold out for one more turn. He is the master of dodge, bro. We're just going to get him out of the way so our tank can potentially go there. We do want this armor, but it is not worth us dying over. Yeah, we're just not willing to. We're not willing to put him in a bad spot like that. We got the headshot, which is amazing. So we will get that armor. And now I'm actually going to take high ground against these guys. I'm gonna move him down and try to get both of my pikemen on high ground. Remember, flails ignore shields. So now we have the choke point. All he can do is jump in there and get surrounded. We're not even going to let him do that. And we are going to step in and blast this guy. Try to blast this guy. We don't want him to flee, because we really want that weapon. But I don't think there's much we can do about that. That weapon would be such a freaking power spike, man. You're gonna potentially get our net ready. We are going to stop him from coming in on him with our tank. Ooh, he gets the stun, which sucks. Headshot. And we could go there. I think we will. And now I guess we'll see if the AI is stupid enough to continue to come in on us. We're gonna wait. Looks like they are anticipating to go north. Love just to finish this guy off. That will probably cause some of them to come back down. I'm gonna wait. I want to get him out of there because he's hurt. His armor is pretty messed up. He himself is not hurt, but his armor is pretty shredded. We're not going to take high ground because that may make them not want to come back this way. Like they already don't want to come back. We're honestly just going to wait for him to come in. We will save our fatigue, because he will not be able to step twice and hit us. We're pretty bottled up here. We're going to go up here, and then we're going to engage him here, because he can still hit. Okay, that's good. We can hit him with 2 different enemies. We can even net him, which we will do. Very, very surprised we missed that. And this fight is essentially over. He has that plus chance to hit with that sword, which really sucks. There we go. And he's engaged. Beautiful. We'll go for the surround. And his armor is in perfect condition. So we will, I was going to say attempt to dagger, but there's no reason now. His armor is trashed. And our pike did absolutely nothing that entire fight. Could have been a lot easier, but that is RNG for you. And that was a great fight. We actually got 3 armor sets, 3 helmets. We got the sword. Let's freaking go, man. Great, great, great fight. So although we're taking bad contracts, as far as what the contracts are, we're staying active with fights, which is extremely important. And our banner. We do want defense on our banners. But it's hard to ignore that 4. So we're going to take the 4. We are going to go gifted. And you don't need 2 banners, to be completely real with you. It's just a matter of who will be better. And then we built them both offensively. That way they can do something else if, being a banner isn't what they're meant to do. So we are going to upgrade our Wildman's armor. We are going to upgrade our OG armor. And now every single person on our front line has Raider gear. How cool is that? Now we're actually doing really, really well. This is kind of cool. Tutorial is going super, super well so far. Good thing we bought all those extra tools, right? Because we already need 33 tools to fix all the gear that we just got. So same contracts, take the thing south or take the thing east. We don't have any injuries. I think we are just going to go and fight the fortress up here. Take a look at their bros. Okay. Thankfully, we get to showcase thieves. So, in my humble opinion, thieves are the best tanks you can potentially get. We may even end up hiring both of these guys, even though it takes all our money. And oh my god, look at that. We just rolled a potentially god tier tank. He has Brave, which adds resolve. He has double star fatigue, triple star max. I think max roll for these guys is 12, triple star 10. This is a god tier tank. And now it's time to kick somebody out. So this is an easy fire for us. We do want to pay his compensation. Just so we don't get our brothers mad. When you fire someone that's fought for you a couple of times, the more kills, the more stuff they do, the more their wage will increase, the longer you keep them, and then the more value they add. When you fire them, your guys can get really pissed off thinking that you're going to do the same thing to them. So this is a weird situation where we have a lot of guys in our back line. So we are going to probably put one of these on the front line. Probably going to be him. He's not our banner yet, and guess what? If anything happens to him, and he dies, we have a backup. But we need him on the front, because we don't want to have an overwhelming number of backline banners, or of backline units. It just doesn't make sense. But we are pretty much ready to go fight this. And I think that's another school of thought for a lot of people that play this game, is what's more important, taking contracts or, fighting everything that you come across. And I am kind of one of the guys that likes to do a balance of these two things. So before we just attack this, we're going to fall back and we're going to do an armor check. We definitely do not want to send him in with only 49 armor. He's pretty banged up. He's very banged up. So no one has a lot of health damage, but we have a lot of armor damage. So we're just going to camp, because when you camp, it heals your armor and everything faster. We're going to wait for night, just in case they have range units. Crossbows will tear you up before you get nimble. We'll heal as much as we can before night is over, and then we will strike. And just like that, we are basically fully healed and ready to fight this. They had 15 guys last time, but I think it was because they had that extra... Yeah, they had that little extra boost due to that extra group of guys that was with them. So we're going to wait and see what they do. They get a crazy high ground tile, which is honestly wild. They're not going to push in, which means they believe that their range is more superior to ours. Even though we have 4 units in the back, they can only throw 4 tiles, so they're not falling for it. That's a decent weapon. Not super great, but we are just going to move up now. Want to get our guys off of low ground as quick as possible. Happily accept them over here if they want to take low ground on us. And we honestly may not give them a option to do anything else unless they want to come over here. So the other thing about the AI is a lot of times if they are not moving towards you, they won't move towards you until someone is in contact, and you usually have to initiate it. We can demonstrate that probably in a different fight. I would normally wait for the surround bonus, but I don't want to get punctured by this guy. He's not shield walling, and I already have a 76 chance. We also have a very good weapon. He cannot attack us, but he can on the next turn, so we want to prioritize this guy. The weapon doesn't do a ton of damage, but it's enough to really hurt you. It can also stun you. We had Pathfinder, we would have been able to hop right back up, which would have been pretty cool. We are going to switch to our reach weapons, which does take up 4 AP, so can't do anything with it just yet. We'll get him in position to stab these guys pretty soon. And we'll just guard the flank in case he wants to come say hi. So because we have quick hands, we were able to switch to our throwing weapon, save our 4 AP, and get another shot, which we missed. And that's exactly what he did. Went for the flank. Predictable. Wow. Massive hit. He has a fractured skull, which is not good. So he targeted the head, he hit the head. Surprised they're just not trying to kill him. We may be able to take him out. Beautiful. And he was their strongest unit. They are basically all done. Do want this boar spear. This is a very good spear. Don't want to take an injury over it. We can target the head too, see that? We're gonna try to intercept over here so they can't run away. do that just to zone as many as possible. He's going to run away for sure, though. Do that to zone. Can't get through, unfortunately. Kind of need one of them to die. I don't think we'll be able to get all of them, but... yeah, we're throwing with our thief, and that's not his job, so that was actually kind of pointless. And now we can zone all three of them. Got 3 kills. Let's go. And just like that, it's over. When you raid a camp, there's always some sort of treasure. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's only a ring like this. Got another helmet. We did get the spear. We got another 90 armor. Of course, we're just going to take everything at this point. And now we are out of ammo, so we need to go hit this town, sell our stuff, see how much money we get. We do have quite a bit of gear to sell. What we can do, like I said, you can use tools to repair your gear. Right now we only need 10 tools, so we are going to repair this gear. We're also going to use this boar spear. And then that way, when we sell this stuff, it's just worth way more money. So it cost us an extra 5 or 6 tools, so like $50 or so, and we're going to get easily over 100 extra gold from doing that. As long as the sell price is good. And again, we check that by looking at our leftover shields. The sell price here is not good. It's only 13. So what we will do is we will continue down, probably take this contract, and then sell it when we get there. We'll check the size of the city. So it wants us to go to Königswald, which is over here. I don't think we've been there yet. That is a far trip. We are not going to do that. We will run out of money and wages. So we are just going to head south and sell our gear at one of these other cities. This is a pretty big city as well, so the sell price there should be really good. So we're going to hold off on that. Could look for some more nets, which they have 1. Grab a spot of tools, and then we need to sell. Our wage check comes at midday, which is literally in seconds after we unpause this. So we need to make sure we have at least enough money to pass that so we don't take a hit to our resolve. We'll sell all this cheap stuff that isn't going to be worth much more money regardless. And then we will sell the expensive stuff when we get down south. One more thing, we need ammo. Not the best price. They are not going to have a contract for us. So we will get our money from selling the weapons. Obviously, you see two sets of footprints there. The little barefoot footprint, I don't know if you can see that. Looks like someone's not wearing shoes. That's either a goblin or potentially an orc. The skeleton foot is undead. But the footprints chasing them were probably the militia from this town. You can see they have a watchtower. Okay. And our sell price is much better. So we got an extra 50 crowns just for that. We're going to sell everything we don't need. And we honestly could almost get our 2,000 ambition. But we're not going to wipe ourselves out of everything. We want to keep some of these axes. We have one net. Like I said, I really, really value nets. So we like to have 2 on hand for early game. I might even buy all of them. Dogs are something that we've not talked about. Dogs are a literal game-changing, I don't know what you would call it, item that will absolutely change the tide of a fight that you probably have no chance of winning to winning, or winning a fight that you probably never could have won to begin with. Some of the men we haven't talked about, the recruits, fishermen, they can be really, really good, honestly. Some of the best starting bros, they can be good at ranged, they can be good at melee attack, they can be decent tanks. We don't really need brothers right now. You could argue that we need to fire him, and you're probably right. But I don't see anyone here that I just can't live without. If we saw another thief, I would probably get thief. But for now, we're just going to roll with what we have, and we are going to head down south. The only other thing that we have not seen before is this right here. This is the training hall, where you can pay to give your guys lessons, which we're actually going to do for Aldemar, to catch them up. I guess we go here, because it's closest to another town. That way, if we find a contract that we don't like or don't find one, we have a really close town to do another one at. Okay. And we have the potential for a 3-skull contract. This is the first time we're seeing this. It is telling us to secure a cemetery, which very likely means, number one, it's 3 stars, so it's going to be what the game considers very difficult. We are going to end this episode here, and we will consider taking that on the next episode. But thanks for checking it out. Drop a sub if you haven't. And if you want to continue this content or have any questions, leave it in the comments. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.